Boom, da bang, da bang, da bang, diggy, diggy. I don't know. Beep. Welcome back.
Welcome back
to your weekly TIFU digest. We're
That
here.
was random as fuck.
I don't know.
I don't know why that's throwing me so much, but
I'm glad it is. You're welcome.
yep.
I do what I
A
can.
good one. Yep.
It's small victories in life, really, that I get
Yep.
to do that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But
very true.
Hope you all are enjoying your week. It's Thursday.
Indeed.
Those of you who are thirsty, make sure you hydrate.
Got water right here.
Yeah, I drank all my coffee waiting on you to get here.
Yeah, sorry, I was a little late today, so yeah.
So, I mean, that's that. No dig. I made a cup of coffee thinking, cool, let's do it. Here's the funny part. So I have to get, I guess, new filters. I have one of those Ninja coffee makers, and it's great. It's fantastic. I could just put a cup on it, bang, good to go. Like I had one before, loved it. That like I don't even remember why we fucking sold it, but bought another one here when I bought the house, and that was one of the first things I bought. Was I was like, I'm getting a coffee maker.
Yeah.
Problem is, as you can see at home, shout out to that story we read about the instant coffee. That's all coffee grounds.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
That's coffee grounds. Yeah.
Ooh.
So
you like your coffee crunchy?
Well, it's funny. So I was drinking it, and then as I was like, I had like that much left. And I was like, fuck it. And I just turned it up. And as I did, I felt the harsh, like, grounds across my tongue, and I was like, that's not a flavor or a feeling I want.
Yeah.
What is this? And as I pull it back, I see I'm like, oh. Like, yeah.
Anytime I know that there's going to be some sort of like powder at the bottom, for the most part, I always just leave that little bit, unless it's chocolate milk. I'll fuck that shit up. Like I'll just like if it's like the Nesquik powder at the bottom.
Yeah.
I want some chocolate milk. I'll get some chocolate milk.
I'm about to go make me some chocolate milk, but it's gonna be protein chocolate milk.
I don't think I even have milk. I might.
I think y'all can see my doggo in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Say hi.
It's Julius.
Come here. Come here. Fifi. Say hi to the lousy listeners. Come here. Come here. Give me a hug.
Good bork.
Come here. There he is.
Yeah, he's a big
Here's
chunk.
the floof. The chunk. Here's my beef. He's a good boy.
He's such a good boy.
He's a goodest boy. He's a big old protector.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi to the people. Say hi. Oh gosh. I love you too, Bubba. Yes. I love you too.
He's like, I don't know what's happening, but I love it.
I have to go talk about the fucked up things of this week, buddy. Okay? I love you. Here. I'm actually going to make him a little bed and put it underneath the table right here.
Nice. Yeah, usually we have one bed right now, but like when I'm in here, I'll usually put it like behind me, unless I'm recording. Then she'll go and hang out with my wife. But.
Yeah. No, I have been clearing out underneath here, and the plan. I've seen some elevated beds, like wooden custom ones. I'm gonna make one, either make one or buy one, put it down here and let him sleep because he hangs out in here a lot with me. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah. And with that, subscribe to the channel because we gave y'all doggo love.
Yep. I mean, it's just an automatic thing now. Like you see dogs, you subscribe.
And then like the video. And then that, you know what? We always say at the end of the video, if you have nothing else to say, drop your favorite emote. Just go ahead and put a dog emote in the comments right now because engagement. It helps the channel, it helps the video. And we're trying to compete against like the whole like clickbaity bullshit on YouTube. So help us.
We need help.
Mentally and YouTube was, yes.
Mostly mentally.
And that's a word from today's sponsor, BetterHealth. Imagine. No, we are going to go ahead and jump in. You know what it is with the weekly TIFU digest. If you're first time here, welcome in. We hope you enjoy. If you even have us on in the background, it's just some background noise while you're folding laundry or cleaning your house, or you're actually invested and you got us on the big screen. We appreciate that too. Here's how this works. Every week, every Thursday, top 4 stories of TIFU. 4, 3, 2, 1, ending on a high note. We're going to start with number 4. Sam, who started last week?
I think I did, so I'm pretty sure you do. But I don't know off the top of my head.
Is this going to be a race again to see who can find out first?
And it's probably going to be you, but let's.
Oh,
I'll put in some more epic battle music here.
Oh, Worlds of Fun is doing a... Oh, they're doing a Halloween thing? Oh, I gotta go.
Let's see. So we go here.
It was me. Wait.
Oh. Yep.
It's beautiful. It was me. Yes. Yep. So you start this week.
It's me.
At some point, we'll get this figured out. It's the scapegoat of the title.
We have to be lousy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're not authentic.
Yeah. And I know Future Sam doesn't want to roll the new title anymore. Does he? Does he?
Anyway,
Go ahead, Sam.
Yep.
Number 4. Take it away.
Number 4. Today I fucked up by telling my husband how much I was attracted to him. Nice. See edits below for answers to some FAQs. I, 26 female, and my husband, 28 male, have been married for 5 years, and I've known him about that long as well. I'm assuming is what that's supposed to say. Before I get into this, let me give a little backstory because it provides some necessary context. I'm on the right one, right? Yeah, okay. We both grew up in a high-demand religion with a very intense purity culture. It is not uncommon in the culture of our religion to marry young and fast and start having kids right away. We unfortunately fit right into that stereotype. We were just two horny young people who dove head in, and there was no one around us telling us no. The last 5 years haven't been easy, but we do genuinely love each other and have both put in a lot of effort to make it work. And this last year especially has been a good year for us. I mentioned the above because part of what we've been working on is being more affectionate and intimate with each other. So we were in bed and we were just having some pillow talk, telling each other things that we liked about each other. At one point I told him that I thought about him all the time. I don't know why this is fucking me up. So it's always the first one. No, apparently not. About him all the time, and he's gone for work. Works a very demanding job with overnight 12.5-hour shifts. Yikes. How handsome I think he is and how much I miss him. Here's where I fuck up. I also tell him I think about him when I touch myself and imagine that it's him. He looks at me and looks away and is clearly uncomfortable. He says, "Oh." And I'm like, "Oh, what's wrong? Does that make you uncomfortable?" And he says that it caught him off guard and that he is a little uncomfortable. Y'all, I was shaking in my boots. I'm like, "You are my husband. I have 2 children with you. We've been married and have been having sex for 5 years. Why on God's earth would it make you uncomfortable to know that your wife thinks about you in moments of private?" All he had to say was that it just surprised him. I pushed for more details, but admittedly, I probably sounded upset because I was. He got defensive, so I just dropped it because I honestly don't even know what to say. I should have known it would go down like this. This man absolutely refuses to talk about sex outside the act itself. Will not sext, will not flirt, nothing, which is a complete 180 from when we were dating/engaged. It's been a thing I've tried to respect, but also have had to talk to him about and remind him that I'm his wife and not his best buddy. Thus, us working on affection and intimacy with one another. I don't know if the purity culture has just screwed with him and created a mental block in his head regarding sex. I don't know if it's related to me and how he feels about me. I genuinely don't know, and I honestly don't know if he knows either. Anyway, I'm up and still thinking about it. I went to bed shortly after that conversation, just feeling really disappointed and somewhat rejected in a way. What I do know is that his reaction has definitely ruined my own private time with myself, because if he pops up in my head during it, I'll just remember what he said and it will totally kill the mood. Fuck. Not sure if I even feel like I want to be physically intimate with him anytime soon either after that. I don't know, but hours later, I'm still cringing on the inside thinking about this. Reddit, if you've been in this position, mine or his, please let me know and give me some insights. TLDR, I told my husband I think about him during my own intimate moments, and his reaction ruined it, probably for the rest of my life. Some edits here. I addressed these in the comments, but thought I'd put them up here for all to see. Thank you. That saves us a lot. Number 1, yes, we both grew up Mormon. No, we are not Mormon anymore and have not been for a few years now. Number 2, we both have our private time, and we are okay with each other doing so. We're also okay with each other watching porn as well. I also know for a fact that my husband doesn't do it often, as he's monitored constantly at work and then at home, and he's always with us. He's usually falls asleep before me. So I don't think those are the root of that is the root of the problem here. And number 3, it became very clear early on in our marriage that I have a high libido and he has a low one. So we've had to navigate through that and haven't always done it well. Damn. That sucks. I don't think you fucked up doing so, though. That's not a fuck up to tell your partner. But Mormons be Mormonin, I guess. Nothing against Mormons. If you follow that.
Stick, meat, dead horse. I have said this so many times. We have said this so many times. I preach this from the mountaintops. I'm going to say first, you didn't fuck up.
Nope.
Because, and yes, we're going to do the bit.
It's been a while.
You have,
I'll even edit
from what it sounds like, you have great, healthy communication. Thank you.
I'll do the rainbow and everything.
Being able to communicate with your partner in situations like that is huge.
Yep.
And it's, I mean, like, I'll break this down point by point. Religion, I'm not going to speak on that. We have a whole episode for why. You can go find it. Being two horny young people diving in head first, I get it. Sam, you know why. My wife and I, story as old as time. We didn't even make it to marriage yet, dog. Like, you know this.
Nope.
But the truth of the matter is, like, there's nothing wrong with being young, horny, and, you know, going after it. As long as you're smart and safe about it. Now, if you're with somebody who you can see being with for a long time and you're ready to take the next step and make a family, I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with you two going after it and turn each other into fucking little Debbies, you know, or him turning you into a little Debbie.
I was gonna say,
I'm trying to
work?
figure it out.
Math ain't mathin'.
Math ain't mathin', dog. But here's the thing, like 5 years in, I know you and I have both heard from friends, after just a couple years, that spark dies fast for a lot of couples. Yeah. And the fact that you both are actively trying to remain intimate and affectionate is huge. Now, this is the part where I will say you fuck up. You can't expect him to meet you at your point.
Yeah.
You have to meet him in the middle. You know, she brought up he doesn't sext. He doesn't really like what was it she said? Hang on.
Yeah, will not sex, will not flirt, nothing, which is a complete 180 from when we were dating / engaged.
Yeah. Some people do age out of that.
Yeah. Some
people, as they get older, it's not that their libido tanks, they just don't find the same thrill. Right? Some people do. Some people go above and beyond. You know, we've talked about before, exploring kinks, exploring yourself sexually, things that you want to learn about yourself as you get older, because the human body is fucking wild. But you can't expect him to keep full throttle if he's already pulled back.
Yep.
You got to meet him in the middle. You two have to continue communicating to do that. So you expect, and I may be going a step far by saying the expectations there, but it does feel like, based on the words we've read, that the expectation is she really wants him to be doing that to meet her at her high level.
I wouldn't necessarily say she wants him to do that. I think she just didn't expect him to acknowledge it the way that he did. you know, like, because she's just talking about the reaction to it, like being, because he's just like, what the fuck, you know, like, I kind of get the reason not expecting that.
Reason I say this is the very next line. It's been a thing I've tried to respect, but also have had to talk to him, excuse me, about and remind him that I'm his wife, not his best buddy. Thus, us working on affection and intimacy with one another. So there's still a level of expectation of like, hey, I'm reminding you, and you can still have your feelings. I'm not taking that out of the context here. You can still have your feelings, but some people are going to react differently. You have to respect that. You know, like, I mean, I'll be real with you. If I heard my wife say that to me, I'm going to be like, shit, me? Like, really? But, you know, like some people dig it.
Yep.
He doesn't. I don't think that's a fuck up. I think that you telling him that was great. I think his reaction's genuine. I think you getting defensive is wrong, because you can't get defensive about how someone, you know, feels. If they're being honest with you and not like trying to be belligerent, then that's a good thing. But you can't be mad about it. You can't get defensive about it.
Yeah.
However, now DJ Hero's fucked up for you, because like,
yeah, I mean,
you know, like, I'm trying my hardest not to get demonetized right now.
Fuck it. No, I'm just kidding.
Full send.
No, I really just next steps, continue talking to each other. Maybe he'll come around, but if he really doesn't want to, he really doesn't want to, and you might just have to accept that. So
exactly. That's exactly right. And I could not agree with more.
This is super fresh though. So like, I doubt we'll get, you know, like it'll be a while for them to work that out.
Well, okay. So I jumped ahead a little bit to look at the comments, and I see that this first fucking novel of a comment has a response from OP. So
Jesus Christ.
I'll let you take a break and I'll read this for you.
Yeah. I'll say it's your turn anyway.
Yep. TLDR, not a fuck up on your part, and maybe depending on what he does next, not really one in his either. Just two people grappling with the effects of social conditioning. That's a stretch, but okay. If you guys truly love each other as much as you say, then I'd lean more towards the purity culture thing, making him feel uncomfortable rather than you yourself. Correct me if I'm wrong, and please comments, correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm not going to get ultra religious about this. Purity culture only is affecting those who aren't married.
Typically, yeah. It's like a, you know, not basically abstaining till marriage. Just some people take that to the next level. So like, for example, in this scenario, we'll use Mormons as an example. People talk about like the exploits that they have come up with to get around the rules, so to say, right? So like, for example, soaking is something that's kind of been, that they've famously kind of have come up with. I'm saying all this factually, you know, like this, I'm not trying to be gross about it. It's just, it's what happens in that.
And jumping.
Yeah. And well, it's either jumping or somebody's underneath shaking it.
Are you a soaker, a jumper, or a thumper? You tell us in the comments.
So,
oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's basically I think the gist that I'm trying to make here is that, yes, there's a purity culture in a lot of religions. Mormons take it to another level, typically.
Yeah. I guess my point to thought there is like how, because I was a whore and I don't understand purity culture. So I guess to me, it's like from a married standpoint, why would that still affect you? But I guess if you're conditioned for so long,
yeah, well, they're
I can
conditioned
kind of see that
like,
still fucking you up.
Touching yourself's not cool, you know, like it's a lot, basically anything sexual that's not for the purpose of procreating is not great. So which is unfortunate, but that happens a lot in many religions, not just this one. But
it was about to be heinous as fuck. Anyways, okay, let's continue. Does he masturbate at all? He may feel a lot of shame around sexual activities outside of PIV sex, which could have caused his reaction to what you said. I'd say most people find it pretty hot to know their partner thought about them like that, especially after marriage and or kids, but strict religious upbringings are great at making people feel dirty. Are you guys adventurous at all? It's perfectly fine to enjoy 100% vanilla sex, but is what you're doing currently enjoyable, or is it what you've been told you should enjoy? Purity culture is insanely restrictive, and any thoughts, including perfectly natural ones, that land outside of the culture are demonized. Even when you escape that environment, it can take years to no longer feel shame around intimacy. His reaction to me doesn't seem disgusted, just unsure. I know a lot of comments may jump to him hating that you find pleasure not given directly by him, but I don't think that's completely fair. If he had yelled or said something demeaning, then I'd probably agree that this is a my magical dick should be the only thing to touch you scenario, but without more info, that can't be said for sure. That's a very invalid point. Take a little time to sort things out yourself. It's natural to feel self-conscious, rejected after a reaction like that. If you can, talk to him in a calm moment when neither of you have any prior commitments to worry about, and just be honest. Ask him why the thought of you masturbating to him made him feel uncomfortable. Is it masturbation in general that's bothering him? Female masturbation, the fact that it was you? These are tough questions to ask and to answer. Don't back him into a corner, but make sure he knows that this is important to you. Be prepared for whatever answers he may give. They may not be what you expect or what you want to hear. Be conscious of his feelings, but also your own. Don't trade your self-confidence and worth to make a comfortable bubble for him. Good luck, however, this turns out OP. Nothing you did or said it was wrong or gross. I actually really agree on that last part. Don't trade your self-confidence and worth to make a comfortable bubble for him. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to divulge a lot, but I'm going to say this. And from my understanding, especially talking to a lot of mothers in my age group, this is actually fairly common. My wife had a really hard time seeing herself as hot after having our first son.
Yeah.
And that like really can take a stab in your relationship, not just sexually, but just entirely. And I thought it was me. I was taking a very rough mental health hit from it. But after a lot of discussion and a lot of self, reflection, I realized like, oh no, actually it's not me, it's her. Let me help her try and find the help she needs. But at the same time, I'm not going to let my self-confidence take a hit. I need to find ways to make myself still feel me, so to speak. And that's perfectly okay because like your partner, as much as I know we have a lot of folks out there who their partner is their A1 in life, the world revolves around their partner in both ways, and like they are just like two fucking peas in the tightest pod. But at the end of the day, you still have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and see the person you want to see.
Yeah.
And if you give up a lot of you to make someone else happy, you're not going to see that person. I'm dropping fucking logic and knowledge on y'all right now. God damn.
So you're on a roll. I'm just here. I'm along for the ride.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. But I want you to read OP's response here because I like the first portion of it looks very interesting. And I'm curious how this is going to be responded to. So let's see what they said.
Yeah, OP responds saying, so funnily enough, during sex, it's great. He will be adventurous. He will use toys at my request. He will dirty talk. But as soon as the deed is done, it is done. Don't even mention that we just had sex. No recapping. No, I really liked this. I've tried to tell him afterwards what I liked that he did or how good it was. And it's that same air of discomfort. I'll ask him what he likes and what he wants to do, and he just shrugs and says, I like all of it. So it's just strange, but he's been my only sexual partner, so I'm not sure if this is actually normal or not.
I just figured it out. Especially if the conditioning, right?
Mm.
Is still affecting him just in his day-to-day. What's the one thing that makes us see clearly through the rain and the sun and the clouds?
Post-nut clarity? I don't know.
And the moment he nuts, that shit's going to hit him hard. And he's going to, I bet you, and this is no joke. This is truly no joke. I bet you the moment he's done and that clarity hits, all the shit that he's conditioned to floods his head.
Oh, yeah.
That would make sense.
But it's like a regressive. It's not even a post-nut clarity. It's a post-nut masochism.
It's regression. It's regression is what it is. It's you let your primal instincts take hold. You gave. And the moment you're done, this wave hits you and suddenly you fold back into this like box, if you will, and you're not allowed to be out of that box.
So you mean you read the next comment?
No, I didn't. Is that what it says? Have you heard Have you heard of post-nut clarity? It sounds like he does a lot of things while horny that disgust him with a clear head. I put clear in parentheses parentheses, because it sounds like the religious ideas are lingering and driving his guilt.
Joseph Smith injected that in your head.
I just want you to know, right hand, I did not read that comment, dude. That was off the top of the dome, bro. All right. Well, hey, look, you know what? Anon, I'll speak for myself here.
I hope they work through this. I was just gonna say, I hope they work through this. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The most important factors here, don't give up yourself.
Yep.
Like, do not give that up. If you still want to be, sexually active and sexually experimental, continue doing your own research, find videos you enjoy, new things you want to try, enjoy those moments, but like continue to try and meet him in the middle with those conversations. And I really agree with that comment. Understand that you have to prepare for, in those conversations, you may not hear what you want to hear. So you can't get defensive when you hear what you don't want to hear, but also at the same time, work with him to help meet you in the middle.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Spent a lot of time on this one, but I think this is strong, and I think a lot of people need to hear this. So,
yep, definitely. Moving on.
Number 3. Hey, short one for me. Yeah. Fun. I'm curious. I can't remember if the next 2 are long or not. All right. Anyways, number 3. Today I fucked up by getting hit on at the shops. Another hitting on. Okay, this is a trend. This morning when I woke up, my kids were being hard work and everything was running behind. This meant I didn't have time to pack a lunch and only just got them out of the door to get them to school on time. Been there. Now I love my family, but day-to-day family life and approaching 40 can wear you down sometimes. Because of this, I had to nip out of work at lunchtime to pick something up. Things are expensive at the minute, so I went to my local Tesco's to pick up a sandwich and a fruit pot. I know, the excitement never ends. Anyway, this is where I fucked up. As I placed my dreary sandwich and fruit down on the counter, the handsome young shop assistant smiled and asked, Would you like to go for a drink? I politely told him that while I was flattered, I'm happily married, and so I couldn't, but I must admit my ego was boosted, and this had cheered up my mediocre day. Well, it did until he said, no, sorry, I meant for the meal deal. Oh, shit. Oh, damn.
M. Night Shyamalan coming in with that twist.
Dude, I was not expecting that. TLDR, I thought the shop assistant was asking me to go out for a drink, but he was asking about wanting to get a drink to go to get a meal deal and make my purchase cheaper.
Oh, damn. Nah, just pretend. just take the W.
Yeah.
That's hard to recover from, though.
Man, especially after you're having a bad day.
Yep. At that point, just right off the day, you're just like, nope, moving on to the next one.
That's right. I'd be like, does a beer come with a meal? I'll take a beer. Yeah. That's I'm doing that. I like, it's playful, it's funny, but it's why you should never assume. Never assume, because what does assuming do?
Makes an ass out of you and me. But comments here are funny. The first one's, if it's any consolation, it was a brief but silly moment for the shop assistant, and they've forgotten it by now, which is true. But OP responded saying, that does make it feel a little better, but the fact my husband has phoned half the people we know about it laughing means I may not forget so easily.
Oh, is this about me?
When were you
Am I the husband? Right. Next comment down here says, it can't be that bad if your first thought was that you're being hit on rather than you misheard. I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah.
They responded, my husband thought it was hilarious, but I was mortified. Yeah. I mean, like, I guess it's a fair mistake. If all they're gonna say is, would you like to go for a drink? Like,
I mean, so to our American ear, that seems totally natural. But then think of it in a British accent. And I'm not going to do one just because I don't want to offend our UK listeners or anything.
I was about to botch one so hard.
Yeah, let's maybe not. But I feel like it would sound a little bit more like, do you want a drink in UKEs? But
I mean,
I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe I watch too many British like YouTubers and shows and shit to where I'm like, yeah, it just sounds like she wants another, or like, you know, hey, do you want a drink?
one of my wife's best friends is from the UK. She still has her accent. I'm gonna get her to say it, and I'm gonna see how it sounds, and see if I would be like, is it like a hitting on moment, or if it's just a common like statement for science. We'll try this
For science. We're gonna get lab coats and everything now. We slow-mo guys out here.
Don't tempt me.
Just gonna get a package one day. It's just gonna be a lab coat, and I'm like, oh shit.
Plant that fucking seed. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's move on.
Yep.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video so far. While you're here, click the subscribe button to become a Lousy listener, and also click that join button. For $2.99, you can have access to exclusive emotes and also get some cool features like interacting with Joe and I. Also, click the link in the description to join our Discord. Back to the video.
All right,
Number 2.
Number 2 for the week. Today I fucked up. I just learned that you are not supposed to push when you go to the bathroom ever for any bathroom experience you happen to be having. I was watching.
So this is actually number 2.
This is actually number 2. Yeah. This can't go up any higher. This needs to stay from here on out. But
yep.
I was watching a YouTube video from one of my favorite female lifestyle influencers on 9 things to never do down there when she said to never push when you go to the bathroom. See updated below. I had no idea that pushing could lead to a weak pelvic floor, bladder collapse, fissures, hemorrhoids, fainting, and death, etc. My mind was blown. I'm a grown-ass adult woman, and this was shocking news to me. I wondered how people even use the bathroom without pushing. Now I'm re-potty training myself and working on gently releasing. I'm also so glad I discovered this now, as I've been re-potty training. I now understand why it takes people forever to go to the bathroom. Also, just saying, I can't believe this. Why didn't I learn this in school or from my doctor? I told my mom, she potty trained me at age 2, and she didn't know this either. I'm annoyed, but I'm glad I discovered it before I destroyed my body. TLDR, I just learned that you're not supposed to push when you go number 1 or number 2, and that I'm a grown-ass adult who's been pushing for years. I honestly didn't want to put my biz on the street, but I consider this a PSA. Update, here are if you need to push properly instructions from a health website, supposedly. Please consult your doc with questions. Edit, you can die from this, I added, and death. And then an update. The influencer's video only discussed peeing, and the video was aimed toward women. Sorry I wasn't clear. I just kind of typed this out pretty quickly and didn't really explain my whole learning experience in full detail. After I learned about not pushing out pee, I realized that I could be doing number 2 wrong, so I Googled both of them, and that's how I found out the side effects I listed. I also just found a whole blog on how to poop full on with if you need to push properly instructions. Which, like I said earlier, if you have questions, I recommend that you talk to your doctor to discover the best methods of elimination for your body.
Am I the only one who knew this?
I mean, I've always been told, like, if you have to push, it's not a good thing.
Correct.
Like, you know, sometimes, you know, you're just like, you're at the end, you might be a little constipated, you might give a little, but every now and then. But you usually don't just sit there going, just, you know.
Why do I think of the meme with the Olympic divers? Just,
yep.
No, like, okay, this might be TMI, but y'all know a lot about us at this point, so I don't fucking care.
Yep.
When I go to the bathroom, people ask all the time why I end up pooping like 3 or 4 times a day. I drink coffee. It literally, before we recorded, coffee. Yep. Coffee is one of my favorite drinks. I don't like loading it down with sugar. I don't even put that much creamer in it. If at all, I'll typically take it black unless it's protein powder I'm putting in, like, because y'all know we love Dutch Bros. And the drink I used to get all the time, still do to this day, is a salted caramel protein latte. Got a little more sugar in it than I'd like, but it has a lot of protein in it to go with the coffee.
Yep.
I poop 3 to 4 times a day because those natural diuretics are pushing the food through me. The only time I'm ever constipated is if I eat a lot of cheese, just straight up.
Which that's natural. That's what's supposed to happen.
Correct. But I don't just like I will, if I can't, I'm up and we're moving and I'm going to walk it out. Like you should. And also that's why they make squatty potties. Cause the like, we're not actually meant to sit on the toilet. We're meant to actually have our knees up. Cause the way our booty pipes work.
Yeah.
If you actually bring your knees up, it makes your pipe straight instead of at an angle. And so it allows everything to just free fall.
Yep.
So like,
I know most toilets are just automatic squatty potties for me. So
valid.
Yeah.
Can't wait for you to try mine when you come visit.
That's a low.
Oh yeah. Even for me. But no, like this is, I think the only fuck up here is that people aren't educated properly about their body.
Yeah. It's definitely something that needs to be addressed in like health class. But, you know, of course, a bunch of fucking middle schoolers are going to laugh at it, but they're already laughing at the fucking sex conversations that
That's a penis.
Yep. You said poop. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you're gonna do.
I don't know, like, comment down below. How do you poop? Like, I don't fucking know.
Well, I mean, and also to be fair, it's not like so you're not like pushing like super hard. Like I think like a healthy like pressure is all right because it's not just falling out of you, right? Like there's some muscle
correct
movement. But so just to make sure that people are clear about that, that it's not meant to be a
well, that's why you have a muscle down there because it naturally flexes to around to push things down.
Yep. Just making sure.
Yeah, no, like it's not your butthole doesn't go whoom and then and then
could you imagine? It's just like a fucking wormhole opening.
What the fuck, dude?
Goes through the same speed at which it went in.
You better eat slow. Bolts out a hot dog, fucking shoots out of them and mock Jesus.
What's his fuck name? Joey Chestnut? He's got to be a fucking machine gun, dude. he got sent to Ukraine.
Dude. Oh my God, dude. Dude's a fucking cannon.
Anyway.
Let's go to these comments here. First comment says, I think maybe push but never strain. There's a difference between a gentle push and gritting your teeth, right? You sure you didn't read the comment?
Apparently. Hand of God.
yeah. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Next one down, they even said, like, I'm wondering if this as well. I get the urge to go. I sit down, feel something happening, and I just kind of use my muscles to help it along. Exactly. Like, when you listen to your body, when you gotta take a dump, you go take a dump. Like,
yeah, it'll make its way out.
Yeah,
I think that's what most of the comments are. Because even the next comment's like, "Wait, you're telling me you just sit down and poop falls out your ass? Like, not even a little push."
Just whoa.
That sound effect is really what's getting me more than anything.
Whoa.
Something a lightsaber swinging. Just whoa.
Whoa. Oh, good gracious. Let's move on to the last one here. Wrap this thing up. Whoa. I'll have a reader, dude.
Hey, it balances out.
Yeah, it does. That's what I get for talking shit. All right, number one top fuck up of the week. Today I fucked up by masturbating in front of the nurses in the hospital while waking up from anesthetic. That's all I needed to read. Y'all have a good one. Holy shit.
Man said, whoa.
Whoa. I need a cough drop. Oh my God, dude, I can't. Woo, Lord. All right. Anyways, I am definitely going to delete this later. Well, it's been 3 days and you haven't done it yet. So I'm posting this under my Anon account for a reason. I'm just hoping that maybe there's some other people here who have done something similar, or nurses that could tell me worse stories from their work to make me feel better about myself. Or at least maybe a little mockery will help this turn this from a humiliating story to a funny one. Today I had an egg retrieval operation.
This is not a man.
What's an egg retrieval operation? Hang on.
It's for like egg donation or surrogacy or.
Oh, that's
like,
sick.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Oh, see, I've never looked into that. I've heard of the process. I've never looked into it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is no joking matter. I've never actually like looked in that, but I have heard of it. So continue. Today I had an egg retrieval operation in the hospital as part of an egg donation. I should have read a few more words. I would have known. This is a surgical procedure, and I shouldn't do that sound for this. This is a surgical procedure in which a needle is inserted into the vaginal wall to the ovary, collecting mature eggs to be fertilized. While normally you only have one, injections are administered for about 2 weeks beforehand to increase the number of eggs matured in one cycle. In my case, there are about 25 eggs. The retrieval is done under anesthetic, which I am going to blame for all my poor decisions. Okay. Everything was going swimmingly until I woke up. For about 10 minutes, I was totally fine. Then I felt like absolute shit. I've done this once before, but it didn't hurt this bad. It felt like period pain if you were having 25 particular bad periods all at once. Damn.
Ooh.
The cramps were so bad, one of the first things I did once it hit was roll over and throw up. Though that could have actually been the nausea from the anesthetic. I'm not sure. There was an IV in my left arm, so I didn't want to curl up on my left on top of it. And I tried to curl up on my right, but that left my left arm in a very uncomfortable position too. So I opted to roll into the fetal position while lying on my back. That is, with my knees lifted up in the air against my chest and my calves and feet hovering parallel to the bed. This did help with the pain a little. What I realized later when recreating this position at home later is it's very difficult to get the blanket to actually cover your backside entirely like this. And the hospital blankets were not that big. So I'm reasonably sure that in trying to alleviate the pain, I was also displaying my ass and genitals to all of the attending staff, 3 nurses, and possibly others in the recovery room as well. One of the nurses went to fetch some kind of opioid to help with the pain. While that was happening, I was acutely aware of the intense ache in my vulva and pelvis. For the men in the subreddit who are not in the know, masturbating helps with period pain. I did not know that. And I was still reasonably sure that the blanket was covering me entirely and nobody would know. So in my delirious state, I decided to rub the offending anatomy to try and reduce the pain. One of the nurses closed the curtain surrounding me, and then he told me he was going to get me a second blanket for warmth. When he returned with it, he placed it at the little lower over my body, covering my lower body and legs. I didn't really put what this meant together until later. To their credit, they took it very well and didn't actually say anything, and it is possible they didn't see it. But reflecting on their reactions in the chain of events in clear-eyed hindsight, I'm pretty sure they did. To be fair, if any of them were present for the surgical procedure, they would have seen me while I was unconscious as well. But it's a different thing when I'm awake and, well, you know. Anyway, now I'm recovering in bed at home. The pain has went away, but the embarrassment has only increased. At least I humiliated myself for a good cause, and I'll probably never see these people again. TLDR was in pain and woozy after an operation in the hospital. May or may not have masturbated in front of the nurses.
Well. I'm sure nurses have seen way worse. Like, just for the record, that'll be a story in the break room later for sure. But
I feel like to the point of OP here, yes, they saw your genitals in the operating room, but there's a strong difference between an unconscious woman having a surgery done and seeing a slightly conscious woman flicking the bean. Like, let's be fair here. There are two very different circumstances.
I'm sure it's still like, I mean, I remember when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. Well, I don't remember. I remember.
Would you start stroking it? Like,
no, but I hit on the nurse. I was like, "You're hot" or some shit like that. Like the video's on my computer somewhere. I'm not going to find it for the record. But
I will.
You don't have it.
Hey, I'm gonna send you a link.
No, I'm not downloading your keylogger or your remote in. But like, you know, you do some dumb shit when you're on different levels of sedation and coming out of that as well. So like, I think it could be a potentially legit excuse. But
I have a funny story to go with this. So I've only ever had one surgery. That was getting my tonsils out right before my 30th birthday. I have never been under anesthesia before until this time. Was actually terrified of it. Like, I was genuinely in fear of going to do the surgery.
Yeah.
The doctor told me, he was like, I'll have this done in 15 minutes, like in and out. He even told me, he said, a majority of that 15 minutes is literally just going to be me getting set up. Like, that's it.
Yep.
Well, when they hit me with the anesthesia, like the anesthesiologist came in and he was like, hey, here in about 10 minutes, we're going to hit you with the happy juice, and you're going to feel like a warm blanket all over your body. Your toes and fingers are going to get kind of cold, and we're going to take you on back. And I remember the warm blanket. I remember my digits getting cold. I remember them wheeling me back on the bed. I remember this big double door opening. The last thing they said that I said before I don't remember this. The doctor told me this at my follow-up. He was reading his notes. He goes, how you feeling? Doing good? And I was like, yeah, everything's great. Everything's good. He goes, yeah, you look good. He's like, I see your voice is back. Everything's good. He goes, you still got about a week of recovery left. You know, you're going to feel some scratchiness, whatnot. And he goes, oh, yeah, I actually have something funny to tell you. So the last thing you said before you actually went out was, don't touch my butt. And he said, you said it audibly enough for nurses to look in the door to see what was happening. And yeah, so apparently I was worried that they were gonna check my prostate. Like, dude,
do you want the complimentary colonoscopy while you're going down? We'll just go in there and won't, and then
oh man. Now I mean, like, that's good to know also for dudes, you know, on this whole thing. I did not know that like, you know, a little thicket would like take care of period pains. That's new.
DJ hero. Yep.
I know sex can.
It makes sense because I mean it's I think it's along the same lines of, you know, basically releasing like dopamine and endorphins, and that suppresses the rest of it. So so it makes a lot of sense. It's just it's never been said to me out loud to my knowledge. So or ever read it. But
I think what's worse, if you were just like going after it to, you know, help with the pain, that's one thing. But if you were just like, like that's a whole different ball game. And that's the
rose toy to the hospital.
We need.
Yeah. Did you bring the rose toy to the hospital, or like,
she reached over her bag, pulls out a fucking Hitachi, plugs it into the fucking thing in the wall. Weird.
No, it's a fucking gas powered one. It's just fucking. Anyway, I'm gonna read a comment here. Yeah. First one here. The only time I had to be fully sedated for a medical procedure, I kept forgetting to breathe when I was coming out of anesthesia. I was laying in the bed recovering and would occasionally hear a really loud alarm going off, and then a nurse would come and tell me I needed to keep breathing. Happened about 3 times in a row. Anesthesia is weird.
Yo, fucking switching yourself to automated breathing, dude. Like
coming
out of
breathing.
manual breathing.
Yeah. And everybody that's watching this is suddenly aware that you're breathing.
There's also no comfortable place for you to put your tongue.
It's very true.
A lot of people hate us now.
Yep.
Next comment.
We
down
totally
here.
understand if you unsubscribe.
And then resubscribe.
Yep. I'll show you
my last procedure. God damn it. My last procedure. I don't remember coming to the first time, talk to the doctor, no recollection, and then pass out again. When I actually started to come to, and started to get wheeled out, the nurse, in saying goodbye, said, thanks for the show. What does that mean? What does that mean? I never got an explanation, but it must have been something embarrassing. In short, don't worry about it. It is probably far from the worst those nurses have ever witnessed. This is true.
Yep. Like I said, they've probably seen some weird fucking shit. So I think flicking the bean a little bit is totally fine.
It's okay. Let your exhibitionist out. It's fine. No one's gonna say anything. Oh Lord have mercy. This was a good week.
This was a good week. Yep.
Oh Lord have mercy. No, this is a great week. A lot of good fuck ups. A lot of good stories.
Yep.
Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Do you do your wom? And while you're there, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Bye.